G'day guys, this is the Staff Sarge coming to you for the Champions of Solaris. Since we've completed the Assault Circuit, we're now rank Elite, which means nothing. So kicking off in the jungle. Now the thing about the Champions is that there is no restriction at all. So no, we're not taking the Direwolf, we are in fact taking the Firemoth. Yeah, the 200 km/h Scout Mech, the one that Sunday Punch had to use for his final thing. Yeah, we're taking this to the Champions. This is going to be fun. There's no restrictions, so you can take whatever you want, and fast mechs can actually be kind of handy. I mean, you can get in and out of trouble real damn fast. Of course, you want to get into trouble less often than getting out of trouble. But then that's kind of like having more takeoffs and landings.
It's
Wait.
Jungle Mania in Cathay. This is Duncan Fisher in the Jungle Arena for the last match of the Jungle Circuit. Today, people are competing for who is the arena champion, and the competition looks fierce. As expected, most pilots have come in their best assault or heavy, and they have spent a mother on the best weapons C-bills can buy.
Ooh.
We have so many key players here, I don't know where to start. It's anyone's game, and it's time to watch the action. Watch it right here. Not only is this an arena championship match, but it is the first of the season. A lot of times, the first championship is a good weather vane for who the big players are going to be in the grand championship. A good showing here can give a pilot that extra psychological edge needed to go the distance. It's going to be one heck of a game.
Or you could be like me and just piss fight around.
It's Solaris time.
Okay, so the important part in being a scout is very simple. First of all, speed is life.
Enemy detected.
So, unfortunately, unlike what Sunday Punch had, I don't get mask, so I can't go up to, 200 km/h for zaniness. But even so, I mean, this thing can top out at around, I believe I managed to get to up to 180 going downhill. So goddamn fast. And those pulse lasers...
One of the new faces is he's out of here.
Oh, he's about to talk about me. Yeah, the pulse lasers aren't too... Oh, damn it.
Now that was uncalled for. I mean, it isn't against the rules to gang up on someone on Solaris. That's just part of the game. But that guy is a rookie with 2 veterans on him. When you see a stunt like that, you gotta think they talked a little beforehand. There is so much to keep track of in one of these games. You have 16 opponents, any of whom in a normal game would be the star. Championship play is frenetic, and boy, do I love it. Watching the best duke it out is a real treat, and every one of them is giving it their all to move up the ladder and maybe take a crack at the Grand Championship at the end of the season.
So the requirement was to try and shoot people in the back as often as possible. That's why the design is called an honorable man. Because, you've been stabbed in the back by an honorable man. Well, how does that happen? But, yeah, that often doesn't happen because I'm trying to dance around guys while they're shooting, and sometimes they shoot at me. Goddamn Sunders. So Serpentine, max speed, and preferably trying to get something else in your crosshairs, in the enemy's crosshairs, like, say, another mech. So, I mean, it's not going too bad. The way champions work is...
clearing up a bit, and it has been a great championship so far. I'm sure that some are surprised to see Spectre still up and running.
Hell, I'm surprised I'm still up and
running.
running.
People would recognize that this rookie is the real thing. He's not just lucky down there, he is making it happen. He's also a bit of a bookie's nightmare. Anybody that put a mark on him for making championship has made enough money by now to change lifestyles. I wonder if he can go the distance.
As long as I stay behind this rock? Probably. So, as Duncan was saying before, there's 16 people total, which is more than any of the other matches. So, that's why it tends to be fast and furious. There's just so many mechs, they're all spawning right next to each other, and they just go at it. And a good portion of them are named pilots, but there actually aren't enough named pilots for them all to be. That's why there are a good number. Like, I think that Sunder is a generic one. There's a Bushwhacker, I believe, hovering around. There was a Raven at some point. I dogfighted with the Raven for a little bit in some of the other plays. Alright, so taking the Scout into Solaris. Fuck. For a start, that can happen. I don't think I've actually been knocked over before in this Let's Play, so that's that's an experience. So much firepower some of those guys can unload on you. So I had to do multiple plays because sometimes I died way too early. Potential spoilers right there. Yeah, dying at a time where it would not give me any kind of a win, so yeah, I had to replay it. And even losing 2 of those, I lost a third of my firepower, and yet it's still too much for my heatsinks to handle. Slight problem, but as long as you do hidden fade, you're fine. Yeah, multiple plays because I kept on dying, and here's the thing, I've had to do multiple plays for some missions. Night Ops is the big one. We're down to 3. Night Ops was the big one. The Vampire Bruiser one, because it spawned me right next to... Part of it was spawning right next to Ricardo Vecchi, the other part was those 2 mechs who decided to team up. And I'm down to 2 lasers. Great. So I had to replay that one a lot, and those got to the point of pissing me off. The multiple plays I had to do with the Fire Moth here, I never actually got annoyed. Well, there was one part where I got annoyed because of technical difficulties, but...
We're 1 away from being over here.
Okay, me versus the Bushwhacker. Oh, a fully armored Bushwhacker. That's... yeah.
He comes in second.
That's to be expected when you take a scout mech like that. But I mean, we got second place, we got prize money, we got the Dasher back, so it's not a total loss, you know. And like I said, I had fun doing it. I had to replay multiple times, and I always really enjoyed myself. There's just something about hooning around at about 180 kilometers, weaving in and out of much bigger mechs that can't hit you. So what are we using for the next match? Well, it's another scout mech, because I had a couple of submissions and a portion of those. I was really hoping for some more mediums or heavies, something with a bit of punch or maybe a little gimmicky that would be fun to use as well, but no. No, it was either scout mechs or assault mechs. So we're rolling with the Wasp Dennis. This thing has a pair of heavy lasers and a machine gun. Not the biggest firepower, to be honest.
And it is finally time. This is Duncan Fisher bringing you the last game of the factory season. This is it. Tonight we find out who is the king of the rubble heap. It is an all-star lineup as the best of the best duke it out for total factory domination. We have Srin Odessa, who placed extremely well last year and is one of the favorites for the Grand Championship. We've got Marcus Wilder, who unleashed a brutal campaign of terror in the assault class this season. And there are plenty more where they came from. This is one game you don't want to miss. It is Solaris time, ladies and gentlemen.
So, straight off the bat we get shot in the back by Loki. That's a Hellbringer. That's fantastic.
Enemy detected.
And now we're going to go tangle with the Templar. And there's already a kill. That's how fast... Whoa, shit. Okay, this is where I derp a little bit. I'm kind of like, do I go forwards or go backwards? I was lucky because... oh, less lucky.
Many believe that this is her year to finally take the title.
Get up.
Srin is one of those players who is a joy to watch. A lot of times when, well, he gets to add another notch on his mech for that one. Of course, his mech looks in bad shape, too. It's the nature of the game, and if you take too much damage in the beginning, the odds aren't good you'll last. And there goes Srin. It took a bunch of them to drag her down. Pretty good tactics out there. If you take out the eggs first, you can take a deep breath and concentrate on the little guys. There's a whole lot of extra pressure being on top of the pyramid. Today it looks like she just couldn't take it.
Ah, finally got a kill. And it was against another scout mech. That's great. So the Wasp, nowhere near as fast as what the... oh, goddamn, he knocked me down as well. Let me just bring to light just how underarmed you are riding around with the scout mechs. A couple of videos saying about the fact that Hellhounds were one of my most feared mechs for my company to take on. Yeah, it's come back as a bit of a demon now. Because he has a good, what was it, 15, 20 tons on me? I think the Wasp was 35 tons.
The action down there is intense.
Fuck.
We still have some names down there.
Double fuck.
Some have fallen by the wayside. The championships always have so many big names, and only one can win. But in my book, every person down there is a winner. Just to make it that far is an incredible feat.
Screw it, I'm going to try and lure him into Peter Dexter. Oh shit, that's Peter Dexter. Oh shit. You know what? Fuck it. Blaze of Glory! Got a single heavy laser and a machine gun. I can totally do this.
Another death, and that brings us to the final 3. One of these guys is walking home the winner. The others are going to be flying over the arena in an ejector pod.
There's the Hellhounds down. So again, this is another match. I had to do a few playthroughs because, again, it's severely underarmed.
He's taken out. He'll place third, though.
But this time I got third, and I'm happy with that result. And again, I actually had fun doing so, despite the fact that it was a little bit less forgiving because I was better armored, but that doesn't really mean much when they're packing that much firepower. So yeah, speed is the preference. So that's what happens when you're allowed to take, you know, whatever you want in one of these circuits. But let's suppose you decide to go for the other end of the spectrum with Cerberus here, with 3 Gauss rifles and also a bunch of heavy lasers. Why 3? Well, you know, Cerberus is the whole, you know, the 3-headed dog, you know, Guard of Tartarus, easily distracted by bouncy balls, yeah, that kind of thing. This one was a pretty specific specification that was put up, and I've forgotten the guy's name. I will put it down the bottom right now. I love post-editing.